day long. I mean, I would have so much fun with that.
I didn't get married till I was 40,
Oh,
and
okay.
my name was Hope Sky White forever and ever. And I never thought I would change that. And then I married Mr. Mays, and I actually was not going to change my name, but my gay hairdresser was like, Sky White, that's okay, but Sky Mays, that shit sounds like a Bond girl. And I was like, okay, I'm changing it right now.
That is awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Well, thank you guys for joining today. What's going on? Any big wins, any obstacles or things that we want to talk about today?
I hired Fellow yesterday, so
Okay.
we'll see how that goes.
Say that
Yeah.
again, Sky. I didn't hear what you said.
I bought a subscription to Fellow for a year
Okay.
because have you ever heard of it?
I'm not familiar.
Oh, well, it you know about it, right, Corey?
Yeah, I had it.
Oh, what'd you think?
Um, so I think it's great. It
If
just
you
didn't work. It didn't work for my business because I mean I have a big database of like 6,000 people, but I pretty much only focus on 336 people. And I felt that it was just like pulling in people to like do market values and like the norm it sounds terrible, but like the normal like lead generating opportunities that most people want. I don't want to fill up my days with those things.
right, yeah, you're on a totally different path, but I
Yeah.
have no
But I think it's
systems,
good.
so I this year is all about gaining speed to learn about systems and which ones I work for me and which ones don't.
I think for the price, you can't beat it. And I think if it
Yeah.
gives touches to your database, frequent enough, but not over frequent. And they obviously learned what captures people's attention. So, I mean,
Yeah.
I started getting them, but I was like, oh God, now I got to do another like current, CMA for this. And I was like, no, thank you. Like, and some of it is I knew who was grabbing it, and it was literally just looky-loos that like, oh, what's my value today? And when no
Right.
matter what I told them, they're like, oh, but Zillow says it's worth this. I'm like, are you planning to sell in the next 3 years? No. I'm like, well, then what am I doing here? But I think it's good. So I
Yeah,
got
we'll
hooked with
see.
it.
I mean, I split the cost with my partner, so it didn't hurt as bad. And we'll see. I mean, just getting me into the habit of doing something routinely, regularly, I think, because we are just now merging our databases and I don't know.
Yeah. And literally just sent out my first email that went out to everybody in my database.
Hmm.
Um, I was shocked at the response, to be honest, but I think it's good. I think anything that touch your database is a good thing. So
Do you guys both use CRMs?
I do. Yeah. I mean, I
What do
think
you use?
everybody. I'm switching, but right now I used to use Lion Desk. They got bought out. When they got bought out, I switched to Wise Agent because I just need something basic, and it was too basic. So I'm now switching probably to a thing called Relationships, or to Lofty. I'm interviewing them both right now this week to see which one. Um, I just think that, for me, again, I need a bunch of tags. I need to be able to, I've seen also is like the dashboard of my clients or my contacts. I need to be able to see their phone number, their email, last time I contacted them, last time I emailed them, all their different tags, their sources, so that I can like really just go through and do it. And a lot of these CRMs don't allow you to do it. You have to actually open up the client's profile. And I'm like, oh no, by the time I did that, I can't do that for 6,000 people. So,
Yeah.
Hmm.
and then I need mass text messages and mass emails. Those are like my two things. And a lot of them they just like they're weird. Like you got to go into into an email part of the CRM, rather than like I'm in my CRM. I want to pull all my core tags and then I just want to email them right from there. I don't want
Yeah.
to go to a different thing to do it. And it's like So I'm learning. But yeah, it's good. What else? What CRM did you use?
I currently have three, and I'm using none. So my brokerage went with Real Geeks. My first career in life was graphic designer. So I think that the interface for Real Geeks is painful. Um, I then went to Follow Up Boss, which I loved the interface for Follow Up Boss. Like there's a reason Zillow got so good. It's because it's easy to use and it looks good and it's just easy. But then I didn't want Zillow reaching out to my people, so I
Yeah.
dumped them. And now I have Go High Level, which is like having Photoshop Excel when you really need Canva. Um, it's so powerful. It's really cool. Um, but I think I'm using like this much of this. So I really, I feel like Goldilocks with my CRMs. I still haven't found what I'm
I
looking
have
for.
Go High Level as well. I think Go High Level is awesome for those like the people that just generate like hundreds and hundreds of leads each month. Um, do a bunch
Yeah.
of just random campaigns. I think it's awesome for that. And then that want to use AI to contact, all these leads and stuff. And I'm like, that's just not me. So mine literally just sits there. But I'm just now, part of my coaching platform is using it. And then as well as I've generated probably 2,000 leads for people that want to sell but eliminate capital gain taxes. And they're literally sitting in my CRM for probably about a year doing nothing. So I'm going to use Go High Level to let AI, because I don't know these people. I mean, most of them I haven't met. I might have been done one Zoom session with them, but that was it. But there's like over 100,000 properties that these 2,000 people own. So
Wow.
yeah, one guy owns 1,000 properties, and when I talked to him on Zoom probably 6 months ago, he's like, "Yeah, my kids don't want my properties. I don't want them to fight about it. I want to get rid of them." And I was like, "Okay, cool." And I have not contacted him since, because that's just me. I don't chase business, which means I don't follow up. It's awesome. But yeah. So what else? Anyone else have any big wins, any obstacles that we want to go over?
Cory, you and I talked about this last Friday, just getting into senior communities. So this week I had a tour with a new community that I had not been in before. And I have another one this afternoon. And this gentleman wasn't as talkative as other people that I've spoken with. He was kind of all business. And he was actually new to this community. But he's been in the space for years and years and years. And so, we talked about the community, who's a good fit for them. And right now they're only at 75% capacity. Shared, I have a background in marketing. I do a lot of events. I do events for other communities. What are the ways that you are growing your business and what can I do to help? He didn't seem to respond. Usually, when I say those words, people are like, oh my gosh, I never thought about that. Let's brainstorm that. Where he was just, but I also want to give him the benefit of the doubt because he's only been at this new community a month. So he's probably a little overwhelmed. Um, and then I just asked him outright, like, how many people come to your community that need to sell a home? And he goes, you know what? Not that many. Usually by the time they come to us, they have it all figured out. And I'm like, interesting. That was different than what I expected.
Yeah. Was he always a marketing director? It sounds like he was an executive director before he became the marketing director.
He said he was in the same role at the other
Okay.
community, and he
Interesting.
has been for over 15 years.
Okay. I mean, everyone has their different things.
Yeah.
Some of it, his roadblocks could have come up. Generally speaking, the way that I kind of help my, I teach it is the first tour. I don't talk anything about business. I don't
Okay.
talk about what I can do. I don't talk about what we can add. I make it as if like I'm an investigative journalist. Like I'm going to interview Brad Pitt. I was going to go interview Brad Pitt. I'm not talking about my 7 kids. I'm not talking about I'm a golf addict.
Right.
I'm
Yeah.
not talking about any of those things because I'm there just to write an article about Brad Pitt.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
And that's
I
how I
think
started.
right, but
Yeah.
by the end of it, because then he thinks by and that's maybe and I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
But his guards might have come up going, wait a second, was this a bait and hook? Did you just first, for sale by owner me of like, yeah, you came here because you had a buyer, and now you're trying to list me home. He might have felt that. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Could be. Yeah.
He might have been all frantic, whatever. I mean, in I've had people tell me that same thing,
Mhm.
but I think in all reality, most people don't. Most people go in crisis mode. Now they might have their realtors in place, but I always suggest that my marketing directors say, "Hey, look, I have a realtor that actually focuses and specializes in this. Even if you don't use them as a realtor, they have a bunch of resources that your realtor probably doesn't have. So I would love to put you in touch with them." Um, and so when I go and I'm asking the same questions you asked. Like, I think those are great questions of what do you guys do for marketing right now? How many tours do you guys get a month? How many move-ins do you get a month? What's the biggest obstacle that
Yeah.
you have from someone touring to actually moving in? What is the time frame from someone touring and actually moving in?
Yep.
Because this will give me real-time feedback and then to be able to say at the end, you know what? I would love to set up a strategy session with you
Yeah.
and your executive director. I really think there's might be ways that I can add value. When are you available next week? Is Tuesday
Okay.
or Thursday better? And this now makes it of I did my tour. I let you talk about you and your community for an hour, more than likely. And now just give me 15 minutes to just see if I can do it. Now
Mhm.
I can bring back some notes and saying, okay, well, you told me you guys do acorn ads or newspaper ads, or you guys are doing professional events. Like these are the things that I think I can help with, or I would love to become part of that. Or is there a way I can take some of that off your plate? Like then I think it helps. Another one I always ask is, what do you guys do with your wait list people? And not the people that are waiting for a room to get in, but the people that are waiting to do something to move in. How do you guys contact them? Oh, well, we're supposed, and the exec director always steps up. Well, they're supposed to be calling these people every single month and they're supposed to track it. And I'm like, okay, great. And then I'll look at the marketing director. How's that going? And then I'll cut them off and I'll say, because I know for me, we deal with the same type of leads. We get someone that will say, I want to know my current home value. And we'll go and give it to them. And then they'll say, oh, I'm not ready yet. Maybe by summer I'm ready.
Mhm.
And the next month we call them and we're like, hey, we're just calling to check in and see how things are going. And they're like, yeah, we're not ready yet. And we're like, yeah, 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 we know that. And I'm just calling to give you value. Next month, they might answer. Third month, they're definitely not answering.
Mhm.
6 months later, we see on Facebook that they sold their home. You're like, wait a second. They said they were going to call me when they were ready. So the same kind of thing happens.
Yeah.
What we have is a method that, what if instead of you calling them to saying, are you ready? You call them and said, we just wanted to let you know we have a lunch and learn on wills, trust, and probate. And we thought that you or someone that you might know might benefit from it.
Mhm.
And as well as you get free lunch. Is that something that you might be interested in? Um, and this is what we're going to go over this whole month is really how to get those things. And again, I have, I'm probably partnered up with 20 something communities. There's communities that have never referred me a single person. And Cory, we just never had anyone. You can't have 10 move-ins a month, 100 in a year, and not one person need a realtor. That's not my partner anymore.
Right.
Because there's other ones that have referred me 8 people in one year. So
Mhm.
I think some of it is just kind of learning and being there, but very rarely have I ever gotten a referral right away.
Oh,
It
right.
usually takes 6 to 8 months of me going every single week, me volunteering once a month, me bringing a success story of how I took someone from touring to actually moving in less than 30 or 60 days, going and doing a lunch and learn, and someone grabbed, came there, and then we were actually able to move them in. I tell those stories and then giving small little gifts. Like I act like a title rep. So so don't get discouraged.
Mhm.
But maybe, I mean, I almost go to the standpoint where sometimes I don't even bring a business card to that
Yeah.
tour. because I'll go, oh, you know what? Today really wasn't about me. I totally forgot to bring my business cards. But when I come back, I'll make sure to give you some
Okay.
business cards and trifolds and brochures.
Love that. And so, yeah, that it's true that probably could have or should have been two appointments, but I reacted to him saying, I got in this new job and we've got 25% vacancy. I don't even know where to begin.
Mm.
And of course, I was like, oh, I've got all these ideas, which I should have said, hey, let's set up a strategy session and maybe throw out just a few little, little
Okay.
things.
I would say, and I would probably ask them, you're at 75% now. When is the boss going to be happy? Like, what do we got to help you get to make the boss happy? Usually it's 90%.
Mhm.
It's like, okay, so how many units do you have? 100 units. Okay, so we need about 15 or so move-ins. What time frame are we expected to do that in? And it's now it's a we thing. Like, okay,
Yeah.
what when? And now he's like, wait, I got this partner that's going to help me. And it's like, hey, I do this, this, and this. So that would be the time where I would kind of go, hey, let's sit down with your executive director and really come up with a plan of action because I'm working for free for you guys, and maybe I can help you, make you look you shine and stuff like that. So that would be something to go through. Anyone else got anything? Hello, Miss Ashley and Rochelle. How are you guys doing this morning? Awesome.
It took me a while to find my microphone, but doing okay. I have a question about just going into the communities because the ones that I've gone into, I think when we first started the program, we were told don't bring kind of what you said, don't bring your business card, don't bring your information. But they've asked, and they're like, where you don't have your card. And I guess my question to you is, should we have a different card other than realtor?
So I don't have my cards on me. My card is like it's like a mini brochure. It's a bifold card that says Cory Boljoff, the real estate planner. I would probably say, certified senior advisor or senior advocate. I would put something there other than just realtor. And then I would make the back of the card all about your resources that you have, help declutter and organize, like make it other than just there to sell the home. Um, and again, I sometimes like when they ask me for it, I'll go in my pocket, even though I know I don't have them. And even sometimes I do, like, oh my God, I forgot my business card. Today was just about me coming and touring. I brought my notebook to take notes. I promise I'll come back and drop you off some business cards. Um, so that would probably be what I would suggest. And again, I go with a notebook. And when I first started going, I had my notebook, and inside my notebook had all the different questions that I was going to ask so that when I was going through the tour, it wasn't like, oh, what's your occupancy rate? How many single bedrooms do you have? And like checking them off. It was just like going through here, acting like I'm taking notes. And then, well, no, I was really taking notes, but going and going, so what type of activities do you guys do? Or do you guys allow volunteers? Do you guys allow respite? Like I would interject because they have their whole routine. I mean, they've done it, lots of times. But I want to show that I know what I'm doing, that I understand the senior communities, um, and that I'm there more than just like to mingle. I'm there to actually like learn from my clients. Because when I set the tour, it's always, which one of my clients is going to be their future resident. So it's plural and into there. So they know that it's not just me. I'm just looking for one person. This is the space that I'm in. So yeah. What else we got?
Every now and
All
then I
right.
see your posts. I have a question. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Um,
No.
where you actually mentioned it just before, though, too, where you're teaching, I guess, the agents. I know you're doing the boot camp. That's the senior community boot camp, right? That's coming up. Um, and then there's another one, like the capital gains, teaching capital gains. Is that something that you're going to be doing as well down the road?
Yes. So I have my core boot camp, which is coming up next Friday, which is basically teaches people how to build their core relationships and partnerships that they can do 20 to 30 transactions a year without chasing leads and stuff like that. Then I have my care boot camp, And then I have a workshop for strategies on how to eliminate capital gain taxes. And then I have a social media course. I'm basically getting more into coaching and courses as a fifth or sixth pillar of mine. So yeah, those will be something that I will be posting those on the social or on the senior site, but it won't be something that's within the membership
Gotcha.
of
Right,
the pack.
right. We would
Yeah.
sign up for that individually.
Yeah.
Good to know. Thanks for bringing that up, Rochelle.
Yeah, I always see it, and then I don't know, I feel like I missed it, or I don't, just everything just,
And
scrolls
my
by
thing
so
is
quickly.
I'm a terrible salesperson and closer, so I feel like when I'm out here, I'm like, I should totally mention it and say, hey, it's only 997 for the core boot camp. It's 8 weeks live training, and this is the foundation I used to do 17 deals my first year, 26 my second year. But I feel like I don't know. I feel like a salesman when I do that, and I don't like it.
You are a
Uh,
salesman.
I hate it. Um, I mean, even my listing appointments, it's funny because I had a client that we just met, and they're like, "Okay, well, where do we sign?" I'm like, "I don't bring contracts to my listing appointments." They're like, "What do you mean?" I'm like, "I don't want you to be able to say no. So if I figure if I don't bring it, you can't say no. I'm going to send you a copy of it. Make sure you read it, and then we'll go over it if you want to move forward." Um, but I close on I mean, 96% of the time I present, I get it. Um, so
So does
it is what
anybody here have bringing it back to systems? I'm regularly like 5 million to 10 million a year, but without doing anything. So I'm going,
how many
I'm com
transactions is that, Sky?
I'm from a tiny little college town and I did 29 by myself last year.
Okay.
Without doing anything. Amazing.
Yeah, that's not great, like think about all the business I missed. Um, but thank you. Yeah, I just think that's why I have never had anybody explain anything to me that really made sense that I was like, yeah, I can do that without it sounding like I was going to go to the dentist every day. Um,
So let's break this down a little bit, if you guys don't mind. What are like if you're going to look at those 29 deals, where's your three pillars or three sources of business? Like where does that business come from?
well, pretty much it was all from my SOI.
Okay. How do you or what do you do to stay in front of your SOI?
Nothing. I literally don't do social media. I throw parties, football parties.
Where it is.
How many times
And
a
I go to
year?
a lot of my kids' events. Like, thank God she has sports. Um, I do that. My commitment to myself this year is I'm doing more social media because I've teamed up with this woman who is like a social media maven. She'll be on there 2 or 3 times a day, and I'm like, good Lord. Um, and it actually does seem to work. Um, I'm one of these people that it's almost like I'm a conspiracy theory person for real estate. It's like I hear it working for other people, but I'm like, I don't think it'll work for me. And I don't know why I have that defeatist attitude, but I really
So
wish I could believe in something.
how many people are in your database
Um, that I like or that are in there.
that are in there?
Probably around 500.
Okay. And they don't get any kind of text message or emails frequently?
No, because
So
I'm a shitty realtor like that.
so do you get like that? I mean, one, that's pretty amazing for not to doing anything for 29. Let me ask you a question. If you're not doing anything, it means you have a lot of free time. Why do you want to do more deals?
Well, I feel like I have to now because I teamed up with somebody and it really angered me because I made $199,000 last year.
And you
199.
and you want
Like,
to make
why couldn't I
200K?
make 200? Like, what the hell happened? And I don't,
Uh,
so
yeah, I just had a conversation with two other agents, and I said, when is good enough good enough?
I think
And
because, yeah,
why
I
does the
mean,
bar always move once we get to good enough? And I mean, I went from 17, 26, 41. Last year I did 77. And I was like, and I just kept moving the bar and I was like, okay, 100. But this is the first year where I'm actually, you know what? Freedom of time and health is way more important. So what if I could like do 40 deals and be live a happier life. So I would just be careful that because almost anything that I'm going to tell you to like that I know works, and I'll break it down like my core boot camp. I know that with just 100 relationships,
yeah,
if you take those 100 relationships and you call them with a monthly value call every single month, they will refer you one person every 5 years because no one can argue with that the statistic. The probability of them referring you one person every 5 years, that's 20 to 30 opportunities every single year. So if you took your 500 database and made a list of 100 people that you'd want to invite to your birthday party, that you'd want to invite to your retirement party, that you would expect to show respect at your funeral, and you took those 100 people and you just reached out to them and a human being, because obviously you must build good rapport and be liked many places. Um, then you do 20 to 30 extra opportunities. They close on a 3-to-2 ratio. You'll do an extra 20 deals next year. Now, your thing would broadly say, well, some of those would be already people that are already giving me business. And I'd say, I'm not saying that the people that are in that 100 are going to give you their business. That would just be more deals, which is probably the deals that you're doing. I'm saying that you're going to train them and teach them how to introduce you to more people.
to be your
Um,
salespeople. Yeah,
so
yeah,
that would be one. Another thing I would do is social media. If you find a systematic way to engage with your social media, if you find a way, I mean, if you're not doing anything, even just posting once a day, because I use social media not to get people that don't know me to use me. I get it to and make it so that people that do know me, like me, and trust me don't ever forget about what I do. Because we just think because we post one time, everybody sees my stuff. Like I'm always surprised that people go, "Oh, I see your stuff." I saw, like, well, why don't you engage? Why don't you like it? Like, make me feel better about myself. But they still see it. And I only get 300, 1,000. Sometimes there'll be two, five. I mean, I'll get a 1.7 million view. But for the most part, it's 100 to 300, maybe 200 to 500 people that are viewing my thing. Well, those people always are constantly seeing my stuff. And that's why if you use social media just to be posting and then use ads, when I do my ads, I know they will see my stuff because the
mhm,
ad makes sure that shows up in their profile feed. Um,
mhm.
so those would be like the things I would say to add. But I think if you do football events and that's been working, I would just double down on those as well. I would
I
come up
did.
with another thing. So you do football, maybe you do bowling nights, or you do day at the horse races, or day at the NASCAR. Like I don't know town you're from and but I would just do that. Like find ways to get in front of people because obviously you get in front of people is what's working the best for you. Because if you're not calling them, you're not emailing them, you're not texting them, you're not doing social media, then it's all person to person, which is probably what you love to do, what you're good at, and what you like to do. And I say, just do more of that. Like, why add in, like, if social media irks you or makes you feel like, I don't want to do that, why do it? It's just going to make your time that you have, you're going to feel like, God, I don't like this. Do things that you love to do, things that you like to do, and things that you're good.
Okay.
That would be
And
my advice.
you have a pretty big YouTube channel, I've noticed. Like I was cruising around on that, and you have a lot of content that lives there and is always working for you.
And no, it's funny. I haven't like posted a YouTube video in a while. We were just talking about like I'm in a group of a mastermind. We were just talking about this. Like I I know I should. The YouTube content always lives there, unlike Instagram and Facebook, where it's real. It's like she said, what was it? That Instagram and Facebook is like drinking Coke and eating candy. It's a sugar high. It feels good for the moment, but it wears
Right.
off very quickly. Whereas YouTube is like eating protein. it's like it builds your body. So yeah.
Oh, I love that. That's great.
Yeah. So I now I've recommitted and now I'm accountable. I gotta at least do one long form video on YouTube and then have my VA start taking my Instagram videos and my Facebook videos and just post it on YouTube. Think
My
it's a better platform for that. And they don't have to be your followers. They're the people that are Googling and searching, and then all of a sudden they come across you and you're like, oh wait, that's actually really good information, or I like that. Um,
Yeah,
so yeah,
I heard that the magic number for Google review is 80 reviews, and then you start to become at the top of the SOI. 80 is the number. And my partner actually got these Meta glasses. I'm sure you guys have heard of them. They take video and everything.
yeah,
I was like, whatever. And then I tried them on. Holy cow, those things are so cool. And they take video as you walk through the house. And I mean, I was like, oh, Lord, this is pretty cool.
yeah, yeah. And it's something that maybe again you'd probably want to ask the communities that you tour. But when you're doing a community tour, if you're wearing the glasses, it's capturing it, the conversations, it's capturing the place. Yeah, I think all those different types of things, like I'm not one to believe that you got to be, I think you have to prospect every single day. But again, my prospecting consists of 10 conversations a day with my core, with the people that I want to be contacting, because then it's like literally like people are like it gives me an ego boost. Cory, you're killing it. Oh, da da. And it's like I get to feel good about myself and then I get business from it. Social media, I don't love it, but I know for me it's my other form of prospecting because I don't door knock, I don't cold call. I'm trying to get into more events. I do a Santa Claus party. This year I'm trying to do 4 events. I'm trying to do a horse races, a golfing event, and then a
It's a
barbecue
lot.
at the park. Yeah, it is. It's like,
It's a lot to
and I
throw.
don't do good in like I suck mix and mingling. I suck at networking groups. I suck at conferences. I'm not like I am a introvert at heart, but in situations where it's like one-on-one small groups, I can thrive. Or if I'm public speaking, man, I can do that all day long. But after public speaking and going meeting people, I'm sick at it. I'm not good at small talk. I don't follow the Kardashians. I don't watch sports. And I don't watch the news. So like
You
I'm a
have,
really I'm a really bad small talker.
well,
Um,
yeah, there's
but
only so many words you can use in a day.
Yeah. What else? So those were like, I mean, those things. But I think also is one thing because like, and if anyone can join, so I'll throw this out there is because it's free on Tuesdays at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'm running a top producers mastermind where it's going to be where people that are doing 20 plus deals a year, they're going to mastermind on what their 3 pillars are and, basically like, kind of how they're getting business from those pillars. Anyone can listen in. Doesn't matter how many deals you do. And I would say listen to other people, but the same thing, like I would go to people in your office or people in realtor groups around you and just ask them that simple question. What's your 3 pillars? What's your 3 sources of business? And then one that like you're like, oh, that sounds kind of cool. How do you get business from it? Like, you're doing your football parties. If you're not talking about real estate, like people must just really like you. And that's a great thing. I'm not that well liked around like just hanging out with people. But if you're getting 29 deals, I mean, I hope you're in the top 3% of agents across the country. Less than, 3% do more than 26 deals a year.
Yeah,
So
but I wish they would change the laws. If you're not doing this full time, I don't think you should be doing it because really doing it full time every day is what it takes.
I think the barrier of entry should be a lot more.
Yeah.
And I think there should be a mentorship program of like apprenticeship program for like 2 to 3 years before you can have, do your own real estate deal.
Like an
Um,
appraiser.
Yeah, but do you know who's not going to fight for that is the Association of Realtors because they make so much money from people just paying their dues. But it's why 88% of agents fail within the first 18 months. So, you
I
know,
know.
but I would still say, like, in your office, if you go in there and you're like, of the people that are actually real estate agents, very few of them do more than 7 deals a year.
Oh yeah.
So it's like, then go to your top producers and say, well, what do you guys do? Like, how are you getting your business? And when it comes down to it, I'm a statistic person. That's all I fill my head with is 72% of business that agents get comes from someone they personally know, or someone that was referred from someone they personally knew, or a professional that was referred to them. So I would just focus on those. Like if you have it sounds like you have a great core, I would maybe bring value to them by having a great financial planner, having a great CPA, having a great estate planner, having a great insurance agent, having a great mortgage person, like having a great contractor. I would start with that power team, and then just if you don't like to call them. But I would just call them and say, hey, when was this last time you got a second opinion on your taxes? When was the last time you got a second opinion on your financial planning? Do you have an estate plan? Only 33% of Americans do. Do you know how important it is to have one? And by giving that business, and Paul, teaches as well, like by giving that business, that person's ecosystem will expand your ecosystem because the CPA probably has 300 to 400 clients they work with a year. So by having them as a referral partner, your database just went from 500 to now 900. And if you specialize with seniors and their families, it went from 300 to now people have a mom and a dad. Now it's 600 to 900. They have a grandma and grandpa, two grandmas and grandpas. Like it just goes exponentially up. So I would make a point that even if you don't want, like maybe you don't like to call them, I would send one email out a month that just says, I just want to let you know, I specialize helping seniors and their families build, plan for the future and beyond. We have a network of resources for them. And, just keep me in mind in case your mom, dad, or someone that has a mom or dad that needs help. And you'll double, if not triple, your business because, again, statistic in 2004, 62% of transactions involved someone 55 years and older, whether on the seller side or the buy side. A year later, it went up to 72%.
That's a lot.
I think if they don't figure out the first time home buyer issue, which is the biggest crisis that we're dealing with today, uh, it's just going to go up. Seniors own the most wealth. They own the most properties. They own the most vacant homes. They own the most distressed properties. They're the
Yeah.
ones with the biggest pain points that no one wants to solve because everybody is dancing TikTok videos and chasing the reels and chasing the views. And it's like no one's just saying, I help seniors and their families deal with capital gain taxes, deal with the distressed home, the declaring, the organizing. Where do they go? And that's really why I am so passionate about helping seniors and their families is because there's not enough agents helping them. And the ones that are don't really know how yet to, except there are like us, like there's a group of us that really know understand how to help them. So together we can keep expanding it and just find other people in your office that, it's not about competition. There's so much like once you get going to it, there'll be so much business that you're like, I can't do any more business. Like,
Yeah, that'd be great.
yeah.
Yeah, nobody does it in my town because I'm in like average age here is 23, but hell, I live in Florida. I'm right above the villages. That place is crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
You need to fly down here and and we'll set up some conferences.
I'm down. I'm all about collaboration and networking, and I no longer want to build a nationwide team. I just want to collaborate with people around the nation. Um, I had a big, I don't know if I got burnt out, but I think with my misdiagnosis of cancer last year and dealing with things, I had a wake up call that I can't spend my time building an empire and miss life. So, all right. Anyone else have anything else that they want to bring up before we head out?
I just have one thing. So you would be proud of me. I'm trying to make my calls. I'm not the best at making calls, even with people that I know. So I heard you say you do 10. I did like two. One of
Awesome.
them was very awkward and weird for me. I got the feeling the minute that got on the phone, this is a younger a younger, it was a first time buyer family. And I could tell the minute that I got on the phone with him, busy, didn't have time to talk. And I even said that, oh, is it, are you good? Are you free right now? And then he's like, yeah, yeah, yeah. What is it? Do you need anything? Or I just felt weird at that point. So of course now, hindsight's 2020. And I think I did say it a little bit, but I think how would you end it? Like if you get that feeling that someone picked up the phone but doesn't really want to talk to you or doesn't have the time or is in a rush, just thinking
So
about
when
you.
I make my monthly value calls, I'm very intentional with them. I have a whole framework, talking tracks about all the different things that I can talk about.
Mhm.
But the first thing is always connect. So if someone sounded busy, I would, like you did, like, hey, is now a good time to talk? Yeah. Oh, well, it sounds like you're really busy. What's going on with the family or work life? What's making you so frantic and busy? And they'll open up.
He did
And
say
if
he
the,
did say he was coming out of a lunch and he was getting his kids. He has littler kids. Um, so I could feel that like
And
the
then I would say, oh, do you usually get your kids every single day, or is this like a one-off thing?
mhm,
I would just start, like, again, just kind of like dive into it, because people, they either like to talk about their family, they like to talk about their work, they like their recreations and hobbies, or they like to talk about their dreams and goals. Some of
mhm,
them, all of them. I need them to open up to about them first before I go into like my monthly value call.
right.
If it sounds like, because I have a lot of people in the film industry, and they'll be like, yeah, what's up, Cory? I'm on set. Oh, crap. Are you on set? Are you guys having a break right now? You got a couple minutes to talk? Or should I call you back later? Oh, no, no, no. What's up? Well, I'll make it real quick because this is part of my monthly value call and it sounds like you're busy. I'll get right into it and I'll bring up at least 1 to 2 points of my monthly value call.
Squeeze
Uh,
it in
be,
there. Okay.
and usually it's high value stuff. It's like a public service announcement. It's a market update. It's inviting them to, hey, I know you're real busy right now. I'm doing a public service announcement of what the importance of having a smoke detector in your garage. Usually we go through this whole thing, but I'm just letting you know, please go put a smoke detector in your garage. It'll save your life and your family's life, or it may. Please go do it. And then the second thing is I'm having a monthly event over at the horse races. I'd love for you and the family to go. Is that something that you want me to send an email or text to for that invite? And I would just value.
Gotcha.
And that's all it would be. Very rarely do I bring up that, hey, if you ever know of anyone looking to buy, sell, invest, I just figure if I'm bringing them value and I've already had the conversation about how my business works, if the conversation is going to come up, it's going to come up. And I can't think of the name right now. And I told myself I was going to look it up, but like the reticular activator, where as long as I keep telling them about real estate and talking about real estate and talking about how I get business, like, hey, my business is by referral only. So this way it allows me to make these value calls to you. I hope that you get value out of this. And maybe you'll, keep your eyes open or your ears open if you ever hear of someone. When they're out and about at the football games or at their kids' sports or, at a party, when someone talks about real estate, I'm going to be in top of their mind. They're like, oh, Cory. And like literally they'll go over and say, hey, I have this great realtor if you don't have one, and I would love to introduce you to them. Um,
What's it called? Reticular what?
I think reticular activator. I believe it's like the red Porsche idea. Like, hey, you don't, you never see any red Porsches until you go actually wanting to go buy one, and all of a sudden they're
Yeah.
everywhere. Or so it's like the same thing. Like we expect that people that we know just to keep us top of mind, and that people just come up to them and talk about real estate. Well, I do believe that's true, but when they do that, they don't think about you. So my job is to stay top of mind. And then all of a sudden they're actually out there looking. Like I had one guy literally say, like, Cory, you don't even understand. I was at a restaurant. I heard this family talking about buying real estate. They didn't have a realtor. And I just felt that I had to go up and talk to them because I know that's how you get business. Man, thank you so much. I'll give them a special credit, and I'm going to give you a marketing fee. I don't call it a referral fee. I'll call it a marketing fee because they are out there marketing my business. And then legally, I'm allowed to do whatever I want with my commissions because I'm allowed to pay anybody I want to market my business. Um, so that's, kind of how I work that.
Got it. Thank you.
Yeah. Any other things? I guess my last plug would be, I don't know if you guys are aware, but and we all are, but we're all partners in with Matt Paxton from the Show Hoarders. He has a nationwide company that does decluttering, organizing, estate sales, soon to be junk removal. He's opening up franchises across the country. So if anyone's interested, please let me know. I'm actually meeting with him in about 30 minutes. And then if you aren't interested in the franchise, that's still okay. If you need those services, just know he's got travel teams, and really no job is too big for him. I'm not going to say no job's too small for him, but no job's too big for him. He's done some like $100,000 cleanouts before. So just keep
What does
that in
that
mind.
entail? What does that entail though? Like having a
The
friend?
franchise, so he wants people that are boots on the ground and that would like he would train them on how to do decluttering and organizing. He has an estate sale company that basically does that online. So you go take pictures, they'll see if it's worth it, and they'll actually send boxes to go ship it to their warehouse, and then they go do it online. Um, it's 50, I think it's 50K per franchise. And then he gets you leads. He helps, basically a business in a box. And then he has a TV show called Filthy Rich that I think hits today. If not, it's next week, but it hits this month, I know for sure. And he's wearing his clutter cleaner shirts, and he gets a lot of jobs that way. And his thing is that when someone buys into the franchise, then he'll start his TV show will start saying, "Hey, we're doing Filthy Rich. We're coming into your neighborhood. Let us know if you have anything." And then people are sending, in leads and opportunities because they want to be on the TV show. And only, a couple of them get to be on the TV show, but he then gets, lots of leads from it for that franchisee.
That's-
So,
Yeah, I think I looked into it. I didn't think they had anything out in New Jersey. This goes back when they had the first, I guess it was a mastermind with him speaking.
yeah.
And I looked into it and he didn't have anything in New Jersey unless I looked it up wrong. But that's interesting.
He's
I would
yeah,
like to
he's growing it now. I mean, he wanted to grow organically and small, and they were wanted to start in certain areas, and now he's going to look for other people. But now he just basically told me, he's like, "Hey, if there's someone that actually is like boots on the ground and has the wherewithal to do the business he's looking for." So he's not just looking for investors in to buy a franchise, and then he's really looking for the people that like can actually do the work and help the franchise have a good name.
So maybe we'll talk more offline, but when you say do the work, am I going in there and cleaning it out or my people are, because I
your
have those
your
people
your
ready.
your people are like you're
Oh,
probably like helping with the estimates and making sure that things are being done the clutter cleaner way. But yeah, not expecting you to actually do the
okay.
the
I don't
clutter and
want to be on
organization.
TV with him showing the right. I have people right now that do things.
Yeah.
So
Also, anytime he's in LA, I'll try to get on set with him and try to get inside the camera to go. Like, and I'll always be wearing my shirts and stuff because I'm like, hey, it's free advertisement, you
yeah,
know.
that's cool.
Um,
Yeah.
so
So interested. I would love to hear more. So
perfect.
This is a stretch, Corey. Do you know my friend Stony Sharp?
Is he black guy?
Wait.
I don't think so. Because I was like, I know it's Sharp, but we call him Sharp. So I was like, I didn't know his first name. No, I don't think so. What's he do?
I don't know. He's just in the industry. I know it's a
He's in
big
the film
industry.
industry. It's big, but it's small. I think it would come down to like what he does. So I was a grip, so I used to work with camera and lighting. We were like
I think he's
the
more of a
heart.
director.
Oh, so yeah, so he's what we call above the line. Um, And well, they call themselves above the line. I mean, I won't get into it, but the film industry is the most hypocritical, backwards industry. I believe that if there was a reality TV show that really showed how directors, actors, producers, cameramen treated their crew and their production assistants, nobody would like them and nobody would ever watch TV. It's pretty disgusting. Same with
Probably.
musicians and stuff. But not to say they're all like that. I'm just saying for the most part, like I mean, there's times where literally they will work for 2 hours humping equipment up a mountain, get the shot all set up, and the cameraman will finally put his camera in the eye and be like, "Nope, this is the wrong thing. Okay, everyone, move it over there. Come on, what's taking so long?" And you're like, "Dude, like, are you for real right now?" Um, so it's pretty crazy. But yeah, I digress. I'm lucky I got out, and the only reason why I got out is because my neck surgery. I'd probably still be in that industry, hating my, well, not now. Now it's pretty much dead, but hating life. So perfect. You put something in the chat.
That's him.
Copy. Let's see what kind of stuff he
Has nothing to
does.
do with real estate. Sorry.
No, it's okay. So he does. Oh, he does. So I might. Let's see. I'm just trying to see if he. Yeah, he does TV shows. I mean, I there's a chance that I might have crossed paths with him in my time. I will be honest. Like I just I'm not good with celebrity names and like people of importance names. Like it's just like I have my blinders on. I was there to work and try to get off a set less than 17 hours in a day to try to get back to my family.
Oh yeah.
I missed one of my daughter's births because they wouldn't let me off the set. My wife went into labor and I was like, I gotta go to like she's having to no, if you leave, you're getting fired. I'm like, I gotta go to my daughter's birth. Well, as soon as she's has her baby, we need you back on set. And I literally stayed for 15. I'm surprised my wife's still with me. I stayed for 15 minutes after the birth and then had to go back to work.
Oh, that's
And
terrible.
Wow.
and the crazy part was I still stayed in the industry a couple of years after that. And even though I was like, no, I'm done, I'm done. And I still went back because you make pretty good money
Oh yeah. Well, that's
for
why
what
we're
you
all in real estate because real estate life is the best life.
do. All right. Well, thank you guys. I appreciate it. And yeah, next Thursday, we will be going into doing tours. Um, and
Are you sending an
booking
email about that?
They should be on the Facebook. It'll get shared, but it'll be doing tour or booking the tour and doing the tours is what we will do. And then Tuesday again, if you guys want to join the mastermind on my Facebook or my Instagram, I just recently posted, or maybe you guys got an email about it as well. It's free, no pitching, no recruiting. It's really just going to be a true collaboration and mastermind. And we have some. I mean, there's some people that are doing more deals than I am that are going to be on there. So
Cool.
yeah, it'll be pretty cool.
Tuesday, 11 o'clock Eastern
11
time.
o'clock Pacific Standard Time, so my time.
Oh,
So what's that? 2 o'clock you guys' time?
I think so. 11 o'clock Pacific. I'll figure it out.
Yeah.